How's it going, folks? Today, we're going to be looking at 3 different companies that I'm very excited about. We're going to be taking a look at what the company is about, as well as some recent stuff that's come out about the company. As a kind of to wrap it up, we'll take a little look at some technical analysis as well. Just for the record, this is not financial advice. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. So that being said, let's get into it. So first, we're going to be taking a look at Golden Nugget Online Gaming. That's GNOG. Currently trading at about $20 a share. They had a bit of a pullback in after hours, lost about 70 cents. But this was due to an S1 filing that came out yesterday evening. In the S1, a lot of people took this to mean an offering, and I feel like that contributed to the sell-off at the end of the day. Essentially, what ended up happening was they were saying that their warrants, their 5.5 million warrants that can be converted into shares, will eventually be done so, right, at an exercise price of $11.50 per warrant. Additionally, you had the 42.5 million shares that were mentioned in the S1 filing. Those are simply insider shares, including almost 31 million that are Tillman Fertitta's Class B shares. Now, if he wants to convert those into Class A shares, he can, but he gives up his voting privileges. So the reason I like this company for the long term has a lot to do with their revenue as well as their profitability. So New Jersey is the only state that they're really operating out of. Now they're looking to get into Pennsylvania, they're looking to get into West Virginia, they're looking to get into Texas as well. I know Fertitta's got a lot of pull down in Texas, but New Jersey was the only state they were operating out of this past year. And they were still able to turn nearly $300 million in revenue, as well as about $3 million in profitability. The revenue for December 2020 was $30 million, which was an increase of about 70% compared to December for 2019. So there's a lot to be excited about with this company. Now, I talked about Michigan being open. They actually opened on Friday. So Michigan is a much larger state than New Jersey, and now that Golden Nugget has those 2 states that's going to be operating out of, this is a great potential for future growth. All right, so we can see here on the 50-day moving average, we saw it bounce off back here at 1801, pushed up a little bit, bounced off again at 1870, bounced off again here at 20 on Friday, and I think this is a decent level of support. I don't know if it'll hold, but this is something to keep in mind moving forward. The RSI is, below 50. It's not necessarily bullish, but it's turning up. We got SKD that's looking pretty healthy. MACD is bearish. We're looking for the turn up as well. So with all that being said, we're looking at Golden Nugget Online Gaming. I think this is going to be a good play, both in the near term and longer term. I'm going to be watching that 50-day moving average. We're going to see if that can hold, if maybe we get a bit of a pullback. Looking ahead at how the chart looks as well as what is in the pipeline, I think, we'll be all right, definitely in the longer term. But again, play I'm really excited about. We're going to see where this goes. Next up, we got APXT. All right, this is Apex Technology Acquisition Corp. They're going to be merging with AvePoint. All right, now AvePoint, that's a big deal. They put out a tweet actually on the 21st of January, 22nd of January, essentially saying, yeah, we got this merger locked up in February. It's going to be a good play. All right, let's take a look at their investor relations page. We're going to pull up their investor presentation and kind of dive into this a little bit. All right, so we can see APXT, their CEO is going to be Jeff Epstein. He's a big deal, all right? This guy, former CFO at Oracle, Nielsen, this guy's got connections. I mean, this dude really has got it lined out, and I'm hoping that he brings that to this merger, which I'm confident that he will. He's co-CEO and CFO of APXT right now, and he's going to be pushing this through with AvePoint. AvePoint, they're looking at about $2 billion market capitalization with this merger, and I really like how much room they got to grow. So they're expecting market growth right here. It says $33 billion by 2022. Looking at this, they have 7 million cloud users. They're looking to bring up to 50 million by 2022. Now that is a large part of why I'm bullish on this stock. I think that's a big deal to be increasing users to that extent. You also got to keep in mind they're good partners with Microsoft. They're a 5-time Global Partner of the Year winner. They got good working relationship with Microsoft. This is something to really keep in mind. Looking down here on the investor presentation, we have revenue increases from 2019 to 2020 by 29%. It's going to be totals of 51 million to 66 million increase in revenue. Gross profit in 2019, we see here's 36 million. 2020, we're going to see 46 million. They're making strides, they're making swings, and I think overall this is going to be a real solid move, especially if you're looking for something for the long term. Now for the short term, we can see that this company is establishing higher lows and higher highs. So we saw establish this base here at 1350, then moved up to around 1450, and now it's trading at about 1550. I'd say the channel that I'm looking at right now is roughly between 1510, 1520, all the way up to high 17s. Personally, I think its channel is going to be from the high 14s, maybe 17s at least right now. We're going to have to see where that goes, if it can break out above that channel or not. Would definitely recommend watching this one. I'm looking to build a core position, start with a smaller balance of shares. With these SPACs, since they're so volatile, you can either take profits with swings or you can add your core position if it falls below your buying point. So next SPAC we're going to be taking a look at is VGAC. This is Virgin Group Acquisition. They're led by Richard Branson. And if you know anything about Richard Branson, you know he's involved with Virgin Galactic, big player in this field. Now, there's no target yet, but what seems likely, at least rumors floating around and stuff, is it's going to be Virgin Orbit. Now, Virgin Orbit had a successful launch last Sunday, which is a big deal. In fact, Branson and Dan Hart, CEO of Virgin Orbit, they appeared on CNBC together last week to kind of talk about the launch and what their plans are moving forward. So looking at this on a technical analysis standpoint, I mean, this thing is up, about 15-20% this past week. Has been simply, trending upwards, good movement. And so what I'm looking for per se to add or build a position is going to be maybe around low 13s, mid 13s if it can get there. I really like this company, especially when it announces this target. I can see a lot of room to run with this thing. I think this is another play that I'm pretty excited about. All right, folks, that wraps this one up. So, looking at Gold Nugget, APXT, and VGAC, we're gonna kill it on Monday. Monday's gonna be great. This next week, we're gonna be freaking killing it, folks. And we're gonna make sure that we're taking profits. We're always taking profits because these SPACs, these things are volatile. These things move up, they move right back down. We've seen it all over the place, NBAC, DMYD. We're gonna make sure that we build a core position and then we're ready to get out a little bit. Anyway, I'm excited for Monday. I hope you guys are too. We're gonna have a great week and I'll see you on the next one.